Alrighty, folks. So, welcome to Physical Science. I'm bummed out that you weren't able to join us today to introduce the class, but this video is going to walk you through the Nearpod and help introduce this class to you and hopefully answer any questions that you might have. So, if you have not yet, please make sure that you head over to our daily folder today and click on the Nearpod link. It's labeled right there in front of the title. It says Nearpod. Click on that, and you'll be able to follow along with this presentation. Alrighty, folks, so we got a lot to cover here. First things first, just so that I can get to know you a little bit, why don't you go ahead and take a moment, pause this video, and draw a self-portrait? Just kind of a fun way for us to get to know each other a little bit. All right. So, a couple of quick announcements. So, first things first, make sure that you are checking the welcome folder on Monday each week. There, you're going to find all sorts of useful information and announcements for the week. Next, make sure you know whether Mr. Roser or Mr. Ellison is your main teacher. We share classrooms and a lot of lessons and things. So, sometimes you'll hear me, Mr. Roser's voice, and sometimes you'll hear Mr. Ellison's voice. So make sure you know who is your main teacher so you know who to connect with. Finally, please make sure that you have your Unit 1 packet printed off so that you can follow along with Unit 1. All right, so here's our agenda for today. We've got a lot to cover. First, we're going to introduce physical science, this class. Then we are going to go over what the packet looks like and talk a little bit about Cornell notes. I'll give you an opportunity for a quick stretch break, and then I'm going to go over what notes should look like. And then we won't do this last activity, but I will explain what it exactly is. So here we go. First things first, what do you need for class? Well, you need a printed copy of your unit packet. Anytime we are doing class, we are going to be in the middle of a unit, and we will always provide those unit packets ahead of time with plenty of warning, so please make sure that you get those printed off and have them ready for class. Next, you need a device with a camera and or microphone so that you can communicate with your teacher. And then also, please make sure that you check your school email daily. That is our preferred method of communication, and we are going to send you information through that. So please make sure you're checking that. We don't really use Schoology Messenger. If you do send us a message on Schoology Messenger, we will get it, but we much prefer to use the school email. Finally, there is no physical textbook for this class, so you do not need to worry about that. The other thing that you're going to need for this class is grace and patience. We are trying out a lot of new things and trying to make this class as awesome as possible. And so sometimes we make mistakes, and that's just the reality of it. So we would ask that you extend us grace and patience, and we are going to do the same for you. We understand that maybe you're figuring things out and you're trying to figure out how to do this best. And so grace and patience is going to be important coming or for you as well. So let's offer that to each other. Alrighty, folks, let's get into some of the nitty gritty of how this class works. First off, the grading breakdown. 20% of your grade is formative assessments. These are going to be quizzes and labs. 80% of your grade is summative assessments. These include tests, projects, lab conclusions, and semester finals. Also, we do not give zeros on summatives. The floor on any summative is 50%. There's a couple things behind this. First off, the only time a zero will show up for a summit is if you do not take it. If it is missing, it will be a zero, but as soon as you take it, then the floor becomes 50%. And the floor being 50%, there's a lot of reasons behind that, but the main one is this: we never want you to fall into a hole that you can't dig yourself out of. So that is for grades. Next, quick quizzes. Most days we will start class with a quick quiz, and this is a review of the previous day's material. Now, here is really the important part. This is part of your attendance for the day. You must complete it to get counted present, and you must complete it during your assigned class period. So, in order to be counted present, you need to be in the synchronous meeting and you need to complete your daily quick quiz during that class period. The score that you get on the quick quiz does not matter as long as you complete it. If you are not going to be able to attend class, you do have to have a valid absence reason. So Each quick quiz is worth 5 formative points. You may take each quick quiz as many times as you want, and you will always keep the highest grade you receive. One request, please don't use notes or peers on your first attempt. Try to figure out what you know and what you don't know. All right, we're going to go ahead and I'm going to pause or have you pause this video, and I want you to go into today's daily folder, and I want you to click on attendance QQ 1.0 and just take the quick quiz so that you can understand what it means to take a quick quiz. If you have trouble with this, please email your teacher so that we can help you out. But go ahead and pause this video, go take your quick quiz, and then come on back. All right. So, practice. Most days, I will provide you with some kind of way to practice the day's material at the end of class. I will also provide you with a key to that practice, and that key is going to be found on Schoology. Quick quizzes are based on the practice. So, here's the deal. You do as much practice as you need to in order to be successful. If you only need to do 1 or 2 problems and you get it, awesome. If you do a couple problems and you check the key and you're not getting the correct answer, you probably need to go and do more practice. So that's going to be one aspect of preparing for the quick quizzes. Also, reviewing your notes is important for quick quizzes. You will receive a grade based on what you know and what you can do. We do not grade based on participation. We do not grade based on attendance. Your grade is based on what you know and what you can do. So part of this then goes into what is called summative replacement grading. So formative grades are basically your development, or formative activities are your development of knowledge. Summative activities are your expression of knowledge. And what's more important is your expression of knowledge. So here's the deal. At the end of the semester, I will look at your final overall grade and your summative grade. So your final overall grade includes formative and summative, and your summative is just your summative. Whichever of the two is higher will be your semester grade. So here's the deal. If you do really poorly on the quick quizzes, but you do well on the tests, you will get the score based on your tests. So basically, here's the philosophy behind this. Imagine that you're a softball player and you go to practice all during the week and you strike out every single time you are at batting practice during softball practice. But then at the game on Saturday, you get on base every time you are at the plate when you hit. So would you call that week a success or a failure? I would call that a success because you got on base, you were successful when it mattered. And that's exactly what tests, our summative assessments are in this class. So what does this mean? Quick quizzes and other formatives can only help your grade. Quick quizzes will never hurt your grade. Quick quizzes are meant for you to develop your understanding. Exams and projects are where you show us what you know, and the best way to improve your grade is to improve your test scores. Quick quizzes ultimately will have a very minimal impact on your grade. The big thing that influences your grade is going to be your test score. So, test retakes. Test retakes are always available until the next unit test. So if we finish unit 1 and you aren't happy with your unit 1 score, you have until we take the unit 2 test to retake your unit 1 test. In order to do a retake, you must do the following 3 things. Turn in all of your formative assessments for the packet. Get 80% or better on all of your formative assessments, and complete the unit notes packet. Once you have done those 3 things and you let your teacher know, then we will be very happy to let you do a retake. Absences. If you're absent, check the calendar in Schoology, find the date you're gone, and everything you need is listed there. And also, it's all in your daily folder for that day that you were gone. It is your responsibility to keep up. I am not going to search out for you if you are not in class one day and make sure you're doing your work. That is your responsibility. If you reach out to me, I'll be very happy to help you or figure out what you need to do and all that. But I am not going to search you out. It is your responsibility to get caught up. All right, check-ins. So we offer multiple opportunities for you to check in, and these are opportunities to meet one-on-one. And these are scheduled in 10-minute blocks. And basically, this is how we do office hours, and then some other opportunities for us to check in with you as well. But here's the deal. Check-ins are going to be available at the following times: 8:10 to 8:40 a.m. Monday through Thursday, and 1:40 through 3:10 p.m. on Monday through Thursday. Those are office hours. Fridays are going to be a little more variable, so just check Fridays for availability. If you go to the top of our classroom page, you will see at the very top there's this thing that says check in, schedule an appointment with your teacher. And when you click on it, it's going to take you to a calendar that looks like this. And you will be able to see all of the different times that you can sign up to meet with your teacher for 10 minutes. You'll click on one of those times and then just confirm. You will receive an email to your school email account confirming that time. And in there, there will be a link to a Google Meet. And just at that time, go to that Google Meet and we will be there. Please try to schedule at least 1 hour in advance so that we have enough time to make sure that we are available. One day is better. Check-ins, for the most part, are optional, but there will be times during this quarter where check-ins are required. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and look at the notes packet. You should have printed this off, and I'm just going to walk you through what this is. So on the front page here, you're going to see all of our learning targets that we are going to be covering during this unit, along with vocabulary. On the next page, you will see that there is always vocabulary and the definitions written out already for you. This serves a number of purposes, one of which is I want to make sure that everybody's on the exact same page when it comes to definitions. Also, when you're taking notes on vocabulary, instead of taking notes and writing the definition, I would prefer it if you just drew something that kind of helps you remember what that thing is. Also, when you're taking notes, instead of having to handwrite every single definition in your notes, you can write see definition for and go over to your notes packet vocabulary. We use Cornell Notes, and I give you notes pages, blank notes pages for each day of lecture that you can fill out. So you have all of the notes pages you need ready to go. All right, we use Cornell Notes in this class, and this is a focused note-taking approach, and we're going to start by using it in steps. So first thing we're going to do during Unit 1 is fill in the header, fill in the essential questions, and we're going to take notes, and we're going to create guiding questions together, and we'll see what that means. In the future, you will work on creating guiding questions independently, revision marking, summaries, and higher level questioning, but we'll get to that in the future. All right. So go ahead, if you haven't yet, take a moment to stretch. I know that there's a lot that we have to go over here. Believe me, we're about halfway through. Take a quick moment, stretch, and then come on back. A couple of recommendations. Standing hip circles are always good, where you stand up, lift your knee up, pivot your leg to the side, and then drop it down. And cross body shoulder stretch, all that means is take your arm and push it across your body. Kind of feel that stretch in your shoulder and your pectorals. All right. So for today's notes, they are already completed in your notes packet. I just want you to follow along and pay attention to how the notes compare to the slides. And as always, the Nearpods are on Schoology, so you can you will end up going and taking notes from those Nearpods along with the lecture videos that I post. All right, so today's notes. You would fill out what is physical science as the topic, which is this green box right here. And then the essential question is what is taught in physical science, and that goes in this green box right here. All right, our learning target for today is I can describe what is taught in physical science. So physical science is chemistry and physics. Please note that that word, physical science, is in all capitals, which means that it is a vocabulary word. Physical science is a hands-on class. That's going to take a little bit of a different form in distance learning, but don't worry. We still have plenty of opportunities for you to apply your learning and do some hands-on things at home. Real world application of critical thinking, and also it is an introduction to your other high school science classes. You will take at least one of the two of chemistry or physics, and this class will help prepare you for those. It'll also kind of get you in the mindset of what your other science classes will look like. Also, congratulations, this is your new favorite class. I'm very excited for you that you get to be in it. All right, so semester 1, we are going to be learning about physics, and physics is the study of matter and all forces and their effects. Please note that physics is in all caps, meaning that physics is a vocabulary word. The concepts that we will be going over during first semester will include motion, forces, work, energy, electricity, magnetism. There are lots of labs determining how and why things move, and over here you can see one of the things that we will cover, which will be magnets. All right. So if you were doing this in person with us during a synchronous lesson, this is where we would be filling out or coming up with a question for that left-hand column of guiding questions. So try to come up with a question that would fill out and put that in the left-hand column, but you'll see that already there. All right, your first semester project is a Rube Goldberg machine, and this will be something that we do during our third unit on work. On work and forces. So it is a complicated way to complete a simple task. You'll choose a simple task to complete, hit a ball, open a door, pour a glass of water, and you'll find a bunch of random materials, combine the materials into a machine that has multiple steps. This complex machine will accomplish your simple task, and you'll take measurements and identify concepts about that machine. So you can kind of see here an example of a Rube Goldberg machine that's pretty complicated, but it's a lot of fun. So this would, once again, now we would pause and you would go to your notes and you would write a question at left-hand side of what is a question the previous slide answers for your notes. All right, second semester is going to be chemistry, and it is a study. Chemistry is the study of matter and how it changes. Chemistry is a vocab word. This includes properties of matter, states of matter, atomic history, atomic structure, the periodic table, chemical bonding, chemical reactions, and nuclear chemistry. It involves lots of labs using chemicals. Lab safety is really important, and we do some really cool things in chemistry. So, once again, what is a question that the previous slide could answer? Second semester project. So, second semester, we're going to do a project called Sludge, and you will determine the identity of multiple chemicals mixed together. You'll use all the lab techniques we learned second semester, and this will be the final few weeks before the end of the school year that we will do this. I will be honest that this is going to depend on where we are in terms of being in school or not. If we are not in school, we will do something a little bit different than this, but we'll still find a way to apply our lab techniques. What is a question the previous slide could answer? Alrighty, folks. So if you followed along as I was going through there, you see what all you should have taken down for notes. And you can see you're not writing down everything that is on every single slide. You're kind of doing targeted note taking and then giving yourself ways to review. So go ahead and pause this video, go through and answer the following 3 questions. This is a this is an ungraded quiz that'll help you prepare for tomorrow's quick quiz. All right, what is physical science? Physical science is chemistry and physics. What is chemistry? Chemistry is going to be the study of matter and how it changes. And which of the following is the project where you apply the lab techniques you learned in semester 2? Sorry, that would be sludge. All right, so if you answered it that way, you would have gotten a perfect score. Alrighty, folks. So one thing that we like to do at the end of every lesson, whether we're in person together doing the lesson or you're doing it on your own, is self-assessment. So go ahead and just rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 5. How well do you understand what physical science is? Meaning, how well do you understand today's lesson? 1 being super lost, 5 being I could teach this better than you, old man. Alrighty. So I will post a video of this. We're not going to be able to do this because you're asynchronous, but how to make a PB&J. Basically, students came up with instructions explaining to me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then I took their instructions and tried to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So we will make sure that we go over that in a future lecture, but basically the main takeaway is going to be is that make sure that you are specific with your instructions because instructions can often be very open to interpretation, and you want to make sure that people don't get confused by what you're saying. So we will talk about that another time. All right. Before you are done today, please head back over to our daily folder, and there you will find our norms survey. I would like you to take that and fill that out. That's something we're going to talk about at our next or one of our next upcoming synchronous meetings. And this will allow us to discuss what is expected in the classroom. All right, have a great day.